Hi, Megan. So I've had a chance to work on this, and I've had some other students in tonight, so I think we finally got it all figured out. It's really tricky with the piecewise function, and then I realized afterwards that the piecewise function is what they're asking for number two, and they say, remember I said I don't know how to put these two together? We actually have to keep them apart and make a piecewise function again out of those. So just so that we can kind of slow things down, I know we were a little bit rushed there. I didn't realize you had a class to go to. Sorry about that. Just to slow things down, let's have a look first of all at our piecewise function and see what it's telling us. The P of T is our emissions, and the offset is our C of T. And what the P of T piecewise function is saying is that for the first 5 days, it's 100 tons each day for the first 5 days. After that, it starts to grow according to this exponential, 240 t to the 0.2, and that's for any number of days greater than 5. And so for November, there's only 30 days, but if we are coming up with a function, we might want to replace that 30 with a t so that we've got any number of days that we could put in, like 28 for February, 31 for July kind of thing. We'll get to that later, okay? For your offsets, what we have is a constant offset of 5,000 for each of the first 5 days. And so remember that each $50 buys 1 ton, so that would be an offset of 500 per day there. And our output is 100 per day for the first 5 days. Okay, and that just remains at a constant rate of change. After that, though, it says 0. So that means that they're not paying any carbon offsets for the remainder of the month. So just so we have that sort of in mind as we're going forward, so that we can kind of put everything in perspective, okay? So the first one is saying the offset purchases were equivalent to the emissions. What is the difference between the amount of CO2 emitted and the amount of CO2 we believe we've offset? I think what they're trying to do there is start us off at November 1st with a balance so that we don't have to worry about what was left over before then. We're starting looking at November as a new situation, okay? And so they want to know the difference between the amount of CO2 emitted and the amount of CO2 we believe we've offset. And so for that, we need to integrate the functions. And we did that. You and I looked at that, and we came up with the integral of, here, let's just do it, P of T. This might be a long video. We integrated 100, and that was from 0 to 5 with respect to t. And I did find out that it's got to be 6 to 30 for the remainder of the month, and that's where that function 240t to the 0.2 comes in, also with relation to t, okay? So if we integrate that, we're going to get 100t over 0 to 5 plus 200t to the 1.2 over 6 to 30. And they're asking specifically about November, which is why I filled in 30 and not t for the upper bound, okay? And so we can calculate 100t from 5 to 0. That's just 100 times 5 minus 100 times 0. And then we can calculate the other one. It's just going to be a little more complicated. It's 200 times 30 to the 1.2. And then it's minus 200 times 6 to the 1.2. But you can get an actual answer for that, and that will give you the amount of tons of CO2 emitted during the month, and that's what they're asking. sorry, that's half of what they're asking. They want the difference between the amount that we feel that we have offset. And so the amount that we feel that we have offset is going to be 5,000 t evaluated over 0 to 5, and that's going to be 2,500. And we divide that by 50 because we paid 2,500, but each $50 gives us 5 tons, or each $50 gives us 1 ton. Sorry, so that's going to be 500 tons. And then you just subtract those two answers, okay, this answer and this answer, to get the difference. Okay, for question 2, that's where now I understand why it's worth 10 marks, okay? What we're going to do is come up with a piecewise function. We have to look at this for t greater than or equal to 5 and greater than or equal to 0. And then we have to look at it for t greater than 5 but less than 30. And if we're making it a function that we're going to be able to use for any month, then instead of 30, we're going to put in t there, okay? And then 28, 31, whatever it is, will work. And so if we're finding a function for the gap between them, then we emit 50,000 tons and we spend 1,500,000. Okay, so the emissions is 50,000, but the offset is 1,500,000 over 50, and that comes out to 30,000. So there's a difference there, just in those numbers. I'm sure I'm spelling difference wrong tonight. Difference. Okay, the difference between those two, and they're asking for it to be the gap between the polluting and the offset. And so the polluting is 50,000, the offset is 30,000, and we end up with 20,000 at the beginning of the month. Okay, so going back to our piecewise function, let's look at the first 5 days. And it's 100 for P if T is less than or equal to 5. And for C, it's 5,000 when T is less than or equal to 5. Now remember, the actual offset, not the cost of it, is this number divided by 50, and that turns out to be 100. So for the first 5 days, for day 1 to 5, P of T equals C of T. So therefore, we're still at 20,000 difference between the emissions because that's how we started. Okay, so after that, the C function is 0 for anything over 5 days, but the P function is what we got in number 1, and I have to go back and correct something there because I went from day 6 to 30. You should go from day 5 to 30 there. Okay, so when I did the integral on the first slide, then the second part of that integral should be 5 to 30, not 6 to 30. So you'll have to change that before you calculate. So P of T for 5 to 30, or for 5 to T, that was the function that we got, which was 200 times 30 to the 1.2. I'm going to just put a T in place of that. And then we were minusing 200 times 5 to the 1.2. So that's going to be the function for your piecewise function for this. when you're writing the function, what they were asking for is they want it to be, they're asking for the difference for this one. Yeah, I think, just a minute. Okay, so we said that they're, the D of t function, if we call that difference, we said that for the first 5 days, there's no difference, and that's for t less than or equal to 5 because they're balanced completely. And then for greater than 5, the difference would be the p of t function because the c function is 0. And so it would be this function. I won't bother rewriting it in there, okay? That's the difference between the offset and the emissions. Excuse me. And so the gap between them, because we've got that 20,000, if we did a piecewise function, we would start with 20,000 now for t less than or equal to 5, and then 20,000 plus the p of t function from the line above, okay, for t greater than 5. I know that's a bit confusing. Number 2 is the most confusing part of this whole thing, so I hope that that's making a little bit of sense. If you can go through it step by step, it should. And then it's going to get easier from here, I promise. Oh, come on. Oh dear, I just realized that I did not record any of what I was explaining there. The recording wasn't on. So I've got the text there, the stuff that I had written down. I'll just go back and explain it rather than rewriting it. So for question 3, they're asking for the average daily emissions. We know for the first 5 days that it was constant. It was 100 tons per day for the first 5 days. And so we would have a total of 500. And then after that, this is the function that tells us how much we're emitting. So if we use 30 days as our upper bound and 5 days as our lower bound, then that should give us the amount that we emitted from after day 5 all the way up to day 30. So we're going to take that amount when we get the answer, we're going to bring it down here and add it to the 500. And then we are going to take the total, put it here, divide by 30, and that's going to give us the average, okay? And so question 4 is asking about what happened in November. So I guess there's probably various answers you can give, but one of them would be that the emissions, after the first 5 days, the emissions are increasing because our daily average ends up being over 300. You can get that answer up here, whereas we started with a daily average of 100, right, the first 5 days, and so it's increased significantly over the course of the month. You could also talk about the gap, because after 5 days, there's no offset, and so if the amount of emissions is increasing while the offset remains at 0, then the gap is going to keep widening between the offset and the emissions. So I think anything like that he's looking for, just to show that you have an understanding of what this function is doing and what it's telling you. I also made a note here just to remind you, go back to page 1. When I integrated the p of t function, I did it over 6 to 30, and I think it should be 5 to 30, so you'll have to just change that number. I already mentioned that, but I just want to remind you now at the end. And that should get you through the whole assignment, okay?